from EduLink. We'd like to share some of the opportunities with you people about studying in the USA and in Canada. And as we've discussed, I don't know if the people that are joining us joined our webinar last week, but we do always provide a very special service to our students insofar as that we put the student first, meaning you're the most important person. We want to know all about where you want to study, what your program choices. Let us see your latest grade so we know what your academic ability is. And most importantly is the budget. We've got one of our colleagues that will be joining and will be sharing with you the offerings that our partner study group have. And then after they've left us, we will talk about all the other US universities, as we've discussed with Mr. Dubois. So what our arrangement is with Hilton is that basically the Hilton boys apply directly to the universities that we will discuss after the study group presentation. With regards to any boys that want to apply via the study group platform that we are discussing with you now, EduLink will do these applications. We'll do the full application for you, and that includes your visa and travel orientation, booking, and everything else. Towards the end of the video, we will discuss costs and things like this and how you move forward. So any questions and answers you have, should be a little dialogue bar that you can actually type your questions in. And our guest who's joining us, Mr. Duarte Dias, he will, at the end of his presentation, he will answer the questions that refer to the study group offering that we're going to move forward with now. I'd like to now hand over to Mr. Duarte, who's joined us from study group, and he will be telling you all about their various offerings.
Thank you very much, Christine, and wait for this great opportunity. My apologies for this slight delay due to this technical problem that we managed to fix. So welcome to Study Group University Partnerships. Study Group is one of the biggest private education groups in the world, operating international study centers across Australia, New Zealand, UK, Ireland, Netherlands, and US and Canada. Okay, today I will focus not in every single university partner we have, but on those that we have most of our students from your region traveling to our campus. Just to give you a brief overview, we have 12 university partners. We have university partners on the west coast of the US, Western Washington University. We have university partner in Florida called Lynn University, university in Virginia State called James Madison University, University of Hartford, located in Connecticut. And then in New York area, we have Long Island University with 2 campuses. And we also have 2 universities in Texas, which is Baylor University and Texas A&M University. In Chicago, we have DePaul University. And today I will specifically focus on 3 university partners, the highest ranking university partners available in our portfolio. They are the DePaul University in Chicago, University of Hartford in Hartford City, and Baylor University in Texas. Some curiosities about US and Canada as a study destination. First of all, American and Canadian universities are known for the wide choice of degree options. So students may find absolutely comprehensive options for all their interests, from sciences to social sciences, sports, performing arts, aviation, and many, many more. The other great thing about the US education system is the ability that offers international students to enter directly onto first year of their bachelor's. As you may know, other locations in the world, for example, UK, students are required to complete a foundation program beforehand. In US, all international students are able to be directly admitted onto the first year, either through a direct admission route or through an international year one route. And we will see the difference when we look at the entry requirements at these partner universities. The American and Canadian universities offer flexible application deadlines. Most of the universities offer 3 intakes a year, which is in January, in May, and then in the fall intake, which is between August and September. And this depends from university to university. Scanned documents are accepted, so this means that no hard copies are necessary, and the fast turnaround time. So if students submit the required documents, they are expected to have their offer letters within 5 days after submission. So it's quite fast turnaround time. So let's start with DePaul University, one of the most popular universities for students from Southern Africa. DePaul, looking at the rankings, it's ranked 119 on the national universities rankings. You must see that in the US, there are more than 5,000 universities. So universities ranked up to top 250 are considered very high ranked. This particular university, if would be located in the UK, would be ranked on the rank 7. So it's a very high ranking university located in a great and vibrant city of Chicago. The university is known for its academic excellence, where plenty of the degrees being offered stand out from remaining universities in the US. To give some examples, business, computer sciences, engineering, cybersecurity are all very well known in the US. The university is a big university. It has more than 22,000 students and is one of the most international universities in the region. We have students from all over the world, from Asia, from Africa, Southern Africa, Europe, South America, and Central American countries. Although a big university, the university maintains a small student to faculty ratio. And this is excellent for international students who are traveling to a new country, to a new education system, to a new way of learning. So it's great to have a smaller environment where students will feel more comfortable to participate in classes and to engage with professors. So small classes allow students to have a faster integration process. Chicago, it's a vibrant city. It's the 3rd largest city in the US. It's home for plenty of Fortune 500 companies. And there are plenty of things to do and to see, including museums, art galleries, performance theaters, parks, and festivals, and much more. So it's a very exciting city to live in. The university has 2 campuses. One is called the Lincoln Park campus, and the other is the Loop campus, which are 8 kilometers away from each other. And depending on each student curriculum, students may be required to commute between the 2 campuses. The Loop campus is located in the city's largest business district called the Loop. And it's great opportunity to have to study the business district, especially students pursuing business related degrees. So students will be able to feel the environment, the business environment on this particular location of Chicago. Companies such as Boeing, United Continental Holdings, Kraft & Heinz, Motorola Solutions have headquarters in this same business district. Let's have a closer look at the location. Great. So as you can see, it's a busy area of Chicago where students, especially students pursuing management-related degrees, will have the chance to be on the business district of the city. The Lincoln Park campus is located 8 kilometers away from downtown, and it's a boutique area of Chicago with award-winning restaurants. It's near the beautiful Lake of Michigan, parks, beaches. The zoo is also located in this area of the city. The easiest way to get to Chicago is using its international airports. Both O'Hare and Midway International Airports are the most famous and popular means to get into the city. Let's have a closer look at the degrees being offered at DePaul University. Starting from the College of Business, one can see that Chicago means business. So business related and management, it's DePaul University's strength. I would highlight business and administration, economics, accountancy, hospitality, leadership, finance, management, and also bachelor's in real estate. Looking at the College of Computing and Digital Media, we have computer science, which is quite popular amongst students. We also have cyber physical systems engineering, cybersecurity, bachelor's of sciences in data sciences, game programming, information systems, information technology, which are great degrees and quite popular among students from South Africa. We also have animation and film and television for those students who are interested in this particular field. At the School of Design, we have graphic design, game design, apart from other options. At the College of Science and Health, there are always degrees that are being chosen by international students. I would highlight astrophysics, biochemistry, biological sciences, chemistry, environmental sciences, just to name a few. At the College of Education, I would highlight the early childhood education, which is quite popular among students, exercise sciences as well, and secondary education for students who want to choose this particular field. At the College of Communication, we have communication and media, communication studies, journalism, media and cinema studies, apart from public relations and advertising, and also sports communication. So all these subjects are available at the College of Communication from this university. At the College of Liberal Arts, we have anthropology, we have languages, we have criminology for students who want to pursue law. It's quite popular among other subjects. DePaul University has a very popular school of music, although not very popular for students from South Africa. This is for your reference. So in case there are any student interested in music studies, there are plenty of opportunities at DePaul University School of Music. The same goes for theater. plenty of options for students who want to study theater and acting, directing related degrees. DePaul University operates on a quarter system. So basically there are 4 quarters into an academic year, and this will allow students to complete credits even on summer holidays. For example, on the summer months, such as August, July and August, students who wish to do so will be able to complete credits during this period. So this allows students to graduate faster than other schools who are operating in a semester system. There are 2 ways of getting admitted to your first year of your bachelor, and it's all about your academic performance during your high school years. So basically, we will calculate your high school grades, we'll calculate the average and convert to the US GPA. If you are not familiar, the US GPA, it's out of 4.0. And there are 2 things that we look when processing applications. One is your high school GPA, and the other one is your English proficiency level. Your English proficiency level, this particular requirement will be waived considering that you are coming from an international school where English is the language of instruction. So we will look into your GPA academic performance. So there are 2 ways of getting admitted to your first year, and this will vary according to your grades. So if you meet the direct entry GPA requirement, which is a GPA of 2.75, you will be able to be directly enrolled onto your first year degree. However, if your high school GPA is slightly lower than that, don't get disappointed, because you still have the chance to be accepted at your desired degree, and you will be placed on what we call the pathway program. So the pathway program, it's still your first year, your first academic year, but apart from academic subjects, you'll have additional subjects to support you to improve certain skills so you can be at the same level as per the direct admission requirements. So some of those subjects include language skills development, presentation skills development, and study skills development, and among other subjects. And these subjects will be credit bearing. So even if you start a pathway program, you will be able to graduate in 4 years as expected. Okay, you can here see this table that illustrates very well that even if you start a pathway program, let's say the standard 3-quarter pathway program, you will still be able to graduate in 4 years' time. Okay, the 4-quarter pathway and the 5-quarter pathway are for students who are coming from non-English speaking countries. Okay, moving ahead, let's have a closer look at the accommodation options that you have at DePaul University. You have residence halls, 2 residence halls available, one closer to the Loop campus and the other one closer to the Lincoln Park campus. And there are different room times, single, double, triple bedrooms available. And the residence halls offer excellent amenities for you, such as a gym, multimedia centers, state-of-art technology labs, dining centers, community kitchen, laundry facilities, and 24-hour security and key card access. These are some of the views of the rooms we offer to our students. And dining options are also plenty available on campus. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the professional opportunities, which should be a concern for each student, right? So the university has an excellent career center, and this career center is very active on supporting students on internship placement, on resume and cover letters, composition, and also hosting career events at the university facilities. Basically, employers from major companies linked with the Paul University visit the campus at least once a quarter. And this will allow students to have one-to-one interaction with employers and to learn about what kind of skills are these employers looking for. So this will allow students to work towards this, developing these skills towards during the degree. 92% of students graduating from DePaul University receive a very good outcome. 80% are employed and 12% are continuing education. More than 60% complete at least one internship during their studies at DePaul. And top industries include different sectors, such as financial, retail, technology, sciences, and much more. Here are a few examples of the companies affiliated to DePaul University. And as you can see, we are talking about global companies. Okay, looking at the tuition fees are quite high, $41,600 approximately. However, there is a scholarship that goes up to $23,000. And the scholarship is not merit-based, so it's awarded automatically according to each student profile and academic background. So 41,601, and scholarship goes up to $23,000. Okay, accommodation and living expenses. Accommodation is the standard accommodation package, which includes accommodation in a double room, and a meal package that includes 3 meals a day, and also a student health insurance. All this will come to approximately $15,000 a year. Fees don't need to be paid in one go. Fees are paid every quarter. Okay, so there are basically 3 to 4 installments a year for fees to be paid. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, we have 3 intakes: the winter, the summer, the fall. And it's January, June, and September intake. Okay. Any questions? Wait, shall I pass to the next university before answering questions, or shall we entertain some questions at the moment?
I think you can go ahead with the next university, and then at the end, I've got a few questions that people have submitted.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good. So let's jump into Hartford, the University of Hartford. The University of Hartford is ranked 211 on the national rankings. So again, great university, very well positioned on the ranking tables. Location is very key for this university. It's located in the city of Hartford, which is strategically located between New York and Boston. So basically, as you can see, it's 2 hours drive from New York City, downtown, and 1 hour and a half drive from Boston. It works as a great alternative for students who want to live by these 2 big cities, but at a more affordable location. Hartford is known for welcoming city to students. It offers an urban setting, but it's surrounded by great outdoors on the outskirts of Hartford City. It has unique neighborhoods, beautiful outdoors, and is considered by Money Magazine one of the best places to live in the US. Let's have a closer look to Hartford.
studying politics and government, and I hope to see you soon.
The South African student, by the way.
Our beautiful campus is located in West Hartford, just 2 hours away from both Boston and New York City. We are surrounded by nature, just like the river that runs right through campus, and the ocean is a little under an hour away. But go just a few miles from campus and you can eat in countless restaurants, see a live band, watch a game, or just shop. And we are right next door to the capital city of Hartford. So there are many opportunities for jobs, internships, and networking. When you are on campus, you will experience a rich diversity. Our students come from around the world. As you cross the bridge on your way to class, you will see our newly renovated library, which features spaces for meetings, study groups, and if you want a coffee while you're studying, a Starbucks. With a strong focus on student life, we just built an addition to our student union with a new dining space and commuter lounge. As a student here, we want you to feel at home. Welcome to the University of Hartford, and we hope you come visit us soon.
Great. So the easiest way to get into Hartford is precisely through Boston and New York airports, which are approximately 100 miles from Hartford City. The university is a big university as well. It has approximately 6,800 students. Very diverse. We have students from more than 50 different countries. And again, we prioritize small classes to our students. So the student to faculty ratio is really small. It's 9 students to 1 professor. The university has great subjects being recognized. For example, engineering is quite big here, business, fine arts, and music as well. They're all very well known across the world. Let's have a closer look at the available degree programs offered by the university. Looking at the options on the Barney School of Business, as you can see, we have the major programs related to management and business. I would highlight business analytics and applied economics, which is in great demand nowadays. Finance, insurance, and risk management are niche subjects with great demand in terms of career opportunities. And then marketing and accounting are always popular. All the degrees are AA CSB accredited, and as you may know, there are only 5% of business schools with this accreditation worldwide. DePaul, it's another university with this accreditation, and now the University of Hartford, it's also one of the accredited schools. This is great because employers are aware of this accreditation, and they will prioritize students with coming out from degrees with such accreditations. Looking at the stats listed below, you can see the employability rate, which is quite high for students graduating from the University of Hartford. So basically 91% of students start working within 6 months after graduation. So basically you have 91% chances of getting a job offer 6 months after graduation. 100% of the students complete at least one internship in their field of study, and the median reported salaries are quite high as well. You can see that may range between $60,000 to $70,000 a year, which is quite good for fresh graduates. The companies affiliated with the University of Hartford are global companies again. You may recognize Deloitte, MassMutual Financial Group, one of the major financial groups in the US, Bank of America, Aetna Insurances, Cigna, PwC, among others. At the College of Engineering, you have a very comprehensive list of degrees, engineering related, which goes from acoustical engineering, biomedical engineering, civil engineering, computer, electrical, mechanical, and also robotics. So we all know that these subjects are not easy to find across many universities, but Hartford has a great faculty offering outstanding engineering programs. Again, accreditations matter, so these engineering programs are ABET accredited degrees. Internships are available in plenty of engineering firms. They're not so popular globally, but they're very big companies within the US. Internship opportunities include NASA, Walt Disney, construction firms, and among others. At the College of Arts and Sciences, there are plenty of interesting degrees, such as chemistries, biologies, biochemistries, computer sciences, and then international studies, politics, psychology, which are always among our students' choices. At the College of Arts, students have options related to ceramics, illustration, sculpture, in case there are any students interested in this particular field. At the College of Education, Nursing and Health Professions, I would highlight again the early childhood education, which is one of our most popular degrees, and also health sciences with the different tracks. Nursing is also very popular, and also radiologic technology, which is again a niche degree with the growing demand in terms of career. At the College of Music, Hartford has a great school of music with plenty of music, composition, instrumental related degrees. So in case you are interested, there are plenty of options for you at the Hart School. This is how the university looks like: beautiful facilities surrounded by green areas. Residences are on campus, and they are fully equipped with, again, study lounges, laundry facilities, sports facilities, kitchens, and so on. Different types of room settings as well available: single, double, triple, or even quad rooms. Dining options are plenty, including some franchises that are available on campus, such as Starbucks, Subways, the Commons, etc. And there are plenty of student clubs and involvement activities, and this plays a major role in students' integration into their new life. And these students' clubs and organizations range from sports, engineering societies, performing arts groups, and many, many more. Again, the University of Hartford has a very active career and advising center, allowing students, providing students the support they need in order to be placed on internships. They host career fairs. They assist students on resume writing and cover letter composition. And so students will have the assistance they need in order to be placed in the job market. Again, the entry requirements vary from either direct admitted students who manage to meet the GPA requirements, which in this case is 2.75, exactly as DePaul University, and for students who have a lower academic performance, they can always be placed on the international year one, where the minimum GPA required is at 2.3. The great thing is that SATs or ACTs are not required for any of these undergraduate degrees. Similar to DePaul University, there are 3 intakes a year: spring, summer, and fall. And at Hartford will be January, May, and end of August. And looking at the tuition fees, $45,000, and a comprehensive scholarship that goes up to $23,000. And at Hartford, the scholarship will be awarded based on your high school GPA. So you can see on the table below the different GPA levels and the respective scholarships amount. So one can see the higher is your high school GPA, the higher will be your scholarship. And scholarships are available every single year. during your degrees, and it's always based on your academic performance. Okay. How to apply? Study group works with EduLink for many, many years, and EduLink is very much familiar with the entry requirements that are required by our university partners. Basically, you will need to submit a copy of your passport, your high school transcripts, and that's all. That's all. We don't need to test your English proficiency level. And that's it. And the field application form, which can be found at EduLink offices. Okay, and the turnaround time will be approximately 5 working days, and along with the scholarships award letters that will be released at the same time as the offer letters. Okay, that's it from my side, Wade.
That's great. Thanks very much, Duarte. And I think the last one was Baylor Uni.
Yeah. Do we have time? I can see.
Well, we don't have time. If you could just maybe in a couple of minutes just highlight the location where it is in the States and the popular courses there, and then I think we can move on to the questions.
Right.
Because
share my
we
screen.
have an hour for this webinar, so just a couple of minutes. That'd be great. Thank you.
Can you see my screen, Baylor?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. So Baylor is again one of those universities that are extremely high ranked. It's ranked 79. It's the highest ranking university from out of the 3 that I have spoken today. It's the oldest university in Texas, located in a city called Waco. Waco is an hour and a half from Dallas, Austin, and 3 hours from Houston. It's a great study destination, known for the great academic environment, the great weather all year round. And students are involved in local projects such as volunteering projects and many other engagement projects. Very international. And let's have a closer look at the degrees being offered. The university offers more than 142 degrees, very well known for students who want to study law, medicines, nursing, aviation related, business, education, you name it. They have plenty, pretty much everything, including engineering, such as electrical, computer science, and mechanical engineering as well. So it's a great university, high ranked. Let me play a short video so you can have a great feel of the university.
My name is Mohit Parmar. I am from Dubai, and I'm studying management, information systems, and entrepreneurship. Having independence here is good. People here are very accepting. At Baylor, I found a very good community of people. There's so much opportunity here. Everyone has so much of a chance to do anything they want. Baylor has a great campus. It's big, but it's not huge, and I like that. At Baylor, you can walk around campus all day and be fun. The way our community was set up was you're around people that are studying the same thing. I was at the Living and Learning Center. It was much easier to get to know the people around me. I think the values are derived from their Christian faith. They pride themselves on how they hold their values up to their faith. I'm not Christian, so for me, if I don't have to be Christian to abide by their values, it all comes from the same place and essentially trying to do the same thing, knowing that I passed through a good university and I always will have my degree and my knowledge with me more than anything is a good feeling to have. And it's not only about my future, it's about where I am. It being highly ranked is just one thing out of many reasons why I'm here. I've gone through a lot in the last 2 years, so I think that came for the better. It's one of those things where you go and you get to discover yourself. And Baylor is just one of those places where you can discover everything there is. Just some place and a group of people that are so different from you. That's a process of learning.
It's a great testimonial from this student from the UAE. We have a few South African students as well, and I can link you with them in case any of the students are interested. Again, we have different ways of enrolling students. I will jump to the entry requirements slide for the purpose of time. So basically, we have the direct admission route for students who are able to meet the required GPAs. And the GPAs will vary from subject to subject. I would say that ranges from 3.0 up to 3.5, sorry. So it varies from your chosen major. For students who have a lower GPA than what's required to be directly enrolled, students need to have a minimum of 2.75 GPA. So this is the more flexible we can be, and students will be placed on the international year one we have seen on the previous university partners. Okay. Looking at the intakes, we have a summer intake starting in June, fall intake, and also a January intake. So basically, there are also 3 intakes a year. The tuition fee, it's $21,000 per semester, or annually, it's about $42,800 per year. And scholarship goes up to $15,000, okay? And the scholarship amount is not merit-based. It's also, again, based on the student academic background and overall performance. Okay, Wade?
Great. Thanks so much, Duarte.
Welcome.
Thank you. I think we can just jump straight into the questions and answers.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's get on to the first ones. One of our students asked, can I study LLB law in the United States? If so, which university would you recommend?
Right. So law, it's in the US, it's similar to what happens to medicine. It's not an undergraduate degree. Basically, students are required to complete a pre-law, what they call a pre-law degree, before starting the law school, right? So the most common degrees or pre-law degrees that most students complete before progressing to a law school would be political science, criminal justice, international relations. Those are the top 3. And also graduate from one of these degrees, you will then be transferred to a law school where you will be able to study law, which will take you additional 2 years. DePaul University has, it's a great location to study law. You have plenty of pre-law degrees, and you can then do law at the university. So the university offers a law for students who have completed the pre-law beforehand.
Okay, and then I guess the student also has to have a think about where they want to practice law, because if they go to the States and they learn American law, you know, they'll have to practice there pretty much. It's not going to be very useful in South Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you're looking at about, what, 6 years to get your undergrad first in, say, political sciences, and then finish off at a law school for 2 years? Is that what you're saying?
No, so I would say 4 years. So the pre-law would be a normal degree, will have a normal duration, which is 4 years. And then the law school students will stay 2 years. So in total, 6 years. Yes, so most of our international students are more inclined to study international law, which will give them more give them more doors to work in different countries, right?
Okay, great. And I guess the question of medicine also ties in there, because someone did ask about that. So in the States, you have to get your BSc undergraduate first, right?
Exactly. So there are different, again, pre-medicine degrees that are popular among students. I would highlight biology, biochemistry, biomedical sciences, physics. all these degrees will lead to med schools, okay? And med schools will take longer than the law. So students are expected to complete the undergraduate degree, which is 4 years. Then they will do 2 years at the medical school, where they will do a specialization, right, on the specific specific field that they want to specialize, and then they still have 2 more years to go, and one of the years include practice in the hospital. So altogether, it's 8 years. 8 years.
8 years to study medicine.
Yeah, exactly.
In America. Okay,
If I
great.
can just say, add in here, students that want to do medicine, I really think there are more speedier options that are all internationally recognized. So I think students interested in law, medicine should come and speak to us. Next week, we are especially talking about medicine. It's going to be in next week's webinar. We will be talking about medicine throughout the world and also veterinary. And as far as law goes, as Wade said, guys, please be very careful about law, because you need to follow Anglo-Dutch law if you are going to be coming back to practice in South Africa.
Right.
So, you know, those are important things that we need to understand. So I think anybody with wanting to study law, also please talk to us directly, because we can give you a global perspective on it. And medicine as well. Please, guys, interested in medicine, next week we are specializing in medicine with our European webinar. But it's not only for Europe, it'll be medicine all over the world.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Great. Thanks, Christine.
Our next question is it possible to stay and work in the United States after graduating?
Great question. So in the US, all students will be eligible to stay at least 1 year. And if students are studying a subject which is categorized as a STEM subject, instead of 1 year, students will be allowed to stay 2 years. STEM stands for sciences, technologies, engineering. So since there is a demand for this kind of expertise in the US, students will be offered 2 years instead of 1. And if you've seen during the presentation, the employability rate at this particular university is very high. And the employability rate is based on 6 months after graduation. So most of our students will be either employed or continuing their education within 6 months after graduation.
Okay, great. Good. And then someone asked about Canada. So I know today we focused on United States and you picked 3 really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's obviously dozens that you can choose from with study groups offerings as well.
Mm-hmm.
How many in Canada could you help with, Duarte?
So we have a university partner called Royal Roads University, which is quite popular. We even have a few South African students starting their degrees now this fall. But the university is limited to management degrees. So there are only 3 options. It's a bachelor's in business, bachelor's in hospitality management, and bachelor's in communication. So it's a very limited, and the university is specific for these 3 major fields. It's located in Vancouver area with attractive fees. It's about 20,000 Canadian dollars a year. And again, fees are paid on a semester basis. And it's very well linked with top employers. So students are supposed to complete at least 1 to 3 internships during their degrees. And it's quite popular, and it's a great university to study.
Okay, great.
To you students interested in Canada, Interlink, we do have our own partners in Canada.
Right.
So please contact us directly if you want to talk about Canada, and we can give you more information.
Okay. Okay, our next question is, if I already have an undergraduate degree, do I still have to do the pathway?
No, you don't. You would be you would be considered a transfer student, right?
Yeah.
So we will look into validating credits from your previous institution.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay. All right. And then obviously, I think there's a lot of confusion. We also find, with the inquiries that come through our website about SATs, that's not a requirement for your partners, is it? Just
for DePaul and Hartford is not. For Baylor, maybe according to each subject requirement. Yeah.
So if the student is achieving good grades, like, what did you say, GPA 2.75 and above?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For matric, that would be enough to get into international year one.
Yeah. So that will be enough. No
Okay,
SATs or ACTs required.
All right. And then you talked about the scholarships. So someone asked about the scholarships.
Right.
Is that a guarantee that they'll get the scholarship with their offer?
Yeah, it's guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that, I mean, your scholarships go right up to about $22,000.
$23,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite a good saving.
Every year.
Every year, right?
Exactly.
Not just the first year. Okay.
Exactly.
And then someone asked, how long does the student visa process take?
Varies from country. I believe in South Africa, the difficult bit will be to book an appointment. And during peak season may be more difficult because there are plenty of students applying, trying to get appointments. So I would say peak season may take up to a month, but you may know better than me, Wade.
Yeah, I think leave us a lot of time to sort these things out, because we first have to get your acceptance letter, and then we need some extra time to do your immigration. So the earlier you apply, the better.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because of COVID now, everything is taking longer. Particularly with visas, it can be a lengthy process in the best of times, but it is taking longer now. But we have got excellent success rate on our visas, so that's what you come to us for, and we're going to be providing that. So it's part of the package that EduLink offers with Hilton. There's a number of built-in extras that we offer. It's a visa, it's a travel, it's all these good things. But what I want to suggest to boys and anybody else that's listening in on this webinar now, all inquiries should be going to our website, which is www.int-edulink.co.za, and you can send mails to either mail or marketing at int-edulink.co.za. There you can also ask questions on our website. So, everybody is different. There's no two boys that are the same. Everybody's got different aspirations. Their marks are different. Their program choices are different. And that's where EduLink comes in to try and tailor make the right university choice per every student. And, so it's a very personal thing, and we're happy to do virtual meetings with parents and students together. We can do this on various platforms. So all you need to do is contact us and request this. If you're from KZN, we've got our own people in KZN. We're all, besides even South Africa, we've got people cross-border, but our head office is in Johannesburg, and we will organize all the virtual meetings for you from here. It's just an email away. Are there any other questions, Wade?
Yep, there's just a couple more. Someone asked about the English proficiency, Duarte. So obviously, the students that are coming from our region, they're very proficient in English.
Exactly.
Is
this
IELTS
won't be required. Won't be required.
Okay, IELTS is not required. Okay.
Plus, guys, because that is a huge backlog on those tests. So
so it's quite good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one that came through, someone asked, is there a price difference between the pathway year and year 2 and 3?
Direct admission.
Yeah.
Yeah,
directed?
it's slightly different. It's slightly different. The pathway, normally it's slightly cheaper. Varies from university to university, but for example, Hartford, the direct tuition is 45,000, pathway it's 41. So it's very similar, but it's slightly lower, the pathway, I would say.
And then in the pathway, I mean, the students are getting the full student experience, right?
Exactly.
On campus.
Exactly.
Right?
Nothing
Lectures every
changes.
day. Yeah.
Nothing changes, just additional support.
So there's a lot of benefits actually for taking part in that pathway program.
Yeah. One,
better.
exactly right. I agree with you. One would be the flexible entry requirement. So even for those students with a lower GPA, they still have chances to be admitted into their desired degree. They still have access to amazing scholarships. They will have additional support that will be useful for students when integrating to a new education system. So to give you an idea, we have plenty of students who have been admitted onto the direct admission route, but they still prefer to start with a pathway due to the support they receive on campus. And that will
this
help them to integrate.
works very well for South African students because you'll finish your exams at the end of this year and you can start early in the new year with a pathway, which will help you a lot because by the time the main intake starts later on in the year, you've already become acclimatized to the country, the culture, and the education system. So a lot of students prefer to do this because it just gives them a better grounding.
Exactly.
Okay, great. All right. Yeah, I think those are all the questions that came through. I think you actually answered a lot of them during your presentation anyway.
Okay.
Duarte. You did record this webinar, didn't you? So
yeah, it's still recording.
Yeah, so I will, if you could just send it on a Google Drive or something, I'll put it on my YouTube page. So
Perfect.
Any Hilton boys that missed out, they'll be able to watch it at a later date.
Perfect.
If we can just finish in general what we wanted to say before the webinar closes. Having spoken to Mr. Dubois, I know that a lot of boys have their own university choices in the USA. It is fine. We can help you wherever you wish. So please, guys, speak to Mr. Dubois with your choices. Also send emails to us. We've given you the email address and our website. Please ask as many questions as you wish because it's very important to make the right decision. This is a huge decision you're making, and it's something that it also involves your parents. So please, guys, if your parents aren't also on this webinar with you, we recommend that you actually set up a virtual meeting with EduLink. Wade will conduct the meeting, and he will discuss every aspect with you, with your parents, because it is important to have their involvement right from the start. I think we've covered most of what we needed to cover. I just wanted to also alert everybody once again to next week's webinar, which is a very important one. It is our European webinars. We're going to be talking about all the many countries in Europe. Some of them have got very affordable routes. For example, Germany, because with state universities, there is no tuition fee, but there is a foundation that you have to do before, which has to be paid for. We're also going to be talking about Hungary, our medical schools, our veterinary schools, and other affordable routes that students might be interested. So next week's going to be quite an important one because it's going to give you a general view on Europe and other countries as well in the Mediterranean. And then the week after that, I think it's when you guys get back from your break, we will be doing Australia and New Zealand. So I think that's going to cover virtually the whole world. Anybody interested in Mauritius, we can also include that in next week's webinar as well. So please look out for the time and all that of next week. And as we said, this week has been America and Canada. please contact us with your questions, and it is very important, especially for the grade 12s, that you apply as soon as possible, and contact us. We'll give you any costs that are related to our expenses, but please, because of COVID more than anything else, it's critically important that applications come in as soon as possible because of the delays. Are there any other questions, Wade?
No, I think we covered it all tonight. Yep.
Okay, and then what also Mr. Du Bois sent me a list of universities that he wanted, that he said a lot of the boys asked for. I've got that list. There's 20 universities in America. The guys, any of those universities that have, because obviously you can never run 20 universities on one webinar, it's impossible. But whatever your university choice is, please let us know, and we'll help working in tandem with Hilton, and we will tell you how you need to actually go about submitting your application. I think most importantly, the ones that Mr. Du Bois mentioned, he would like you to apply directly on those ones. But any questions, please go to him directly or come to us, because we're working together. We will help you throughout the whole process. Okay, so if that is everything, Wade, I think we can.
Yep.
And
That's it.
we apologize that we didn't run it on the Microsoft Teams, but it went very well. And Duarte will send Wade the link, at least the copy of this webinar, which if your parents weren't involved, we can send to your parents as well. Okay.
Okay. Thanks very much, Duarte, for your time.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the session. It was very brief, and I'm fully available to provide further clarifications for any specific degree that you may want to know more about it. Contact Christine or Wade, and we will get that information for you. Okay.
Great.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day, and good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Thank you.